Okay, so I wanted to do a video basically on this. With our history, people always think of the white racist people of our history, but they never really think of it this way. People are so stuck on white racism, in this day and age, and in the past, that they don't pay attention to the fact that we come from a combination of both types of people, basically. Both hateful types of people. If you think of slavery and how we became a part of America and how we got to this country in the first place, our ancestors, it was because of Africans who were hateful. And it was because of some white American and white European people who basically were hateful. The problem is, with this whole situation, is that in our society now, we have black Americans and we have white Americans. We are culturally very similar to each other, and we don't deal with the idea that that was acceptable on either part, on either end. Like, we don't have black Americans who claim that was acceptable behavior. We don't have white Americans who claim that was acceptable behavior. Neither agree with what happened, basically. And honestly, it seems like you don't really get that from Africans, though. Africans played a big role in slavery long ago, and they almost act like they're not sorry for it. They support what their families did to our families. And they see themselves as many of the time better than black Americans. People like the content creator I was talking about, she would often point out how she felt better than black Americans. And I know a lot of people actually who were black American who stopped watching her channel because she would basically show her true cards and her true perspective of black Americans, that she somehow thought we were less than or something. And to me, I always find it that it's problematic to try and claim to be African ourselves when they very well hate us anyway. I mean, why would you want to try and be someone who hates you anyway? And also, people who, personally, I don't understand what the benefit would be. I like being American, and I actually have more pride in being American. And I also think that a lot of Africans have a little bit of jealousy because we do have opportunity at our fingertips. While they had to work hard to just get into this country, many of them never made it to this country. So, of course, it makes sense that they would have some resentment, but that resentment comes out in other ways too. As far as what happened in the past, it's almost like because they're black, people don't even blame them for it simply because they look somehow a little similar to FBA black Americans. But it doesn't change what their families did, and it doesn't change their mentality now, which kind of shows that they're the same type of people as their ancestors. And I think a lot of the time people should have to hold the African people accountable for how they see things. And hold them accountable for what their people have done to black Americans instead of trying to pretend and try and act like you want to be like Africans, like many Pan-Africanists are like. All they're doing is basically making the Africans feel better by making them think we want to be them kind of situation. At the same time, they're the same ones who will try to take our identity when it benefits them, you know. So in total, to me, I just think that it's kind of like a three-pronged thing. Like, I think they have that same mentality as their families before them, their ancestors before them had towards Black Americans, which was very hateful. But on top of it, there's a sense of jealousy because of the country we come from and the fact that they have to come to this country. So obviously, when they are in this country, they obviously feel this is the better country because why are you here? I mean, if you don't like it here and you like it there more, then you should be there more. Likely you would be happier there, you know. But, you know, they had that jealousy, resentment situation because of that. And then on top of it, they like to take our identity basically just to benefit them. But, like, at the same time, they want to disparage us at the same time. So they don't even appreciate who we are as people. It's just, I think, going back to the whole jealousy thing and then basically trying to take our identity basically because it benefits them too, and they feel like they want to basically have what we have, but not be us at the same time. So that's just my perspective on the African people, basically. You know, I think a major problem is the approach FBA people have towards them is many of the time some FBA people seem to not realize that these people are the descendants of the people that did our families wrong in the first place, and they are no friend, you know? Because they did injustice a long time ago, and why would you think they taught their children and their children and their children any differently, you know? There was no social pressure even pressuring them to think otherwise, like white Americans for that matter. Things have evolved because of the society we live in. But do you think in Africa that things have evolved where they view Black Americans differently nowadays than they did before when they were selling us off to slavery? I don't think so. And so that's why, to me, you have to keep in mind who you're talking about and what you're dealing with these type of people. So that's all I have to say in this video, basically. It's just a few thoughts I had on these few comments, which I really agree with. But yeah, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Have a great day. Bye.